Guys, and welcome to a Wine Social live with me, Brad Wine Time London, in association with Vinda Alsace, talking to two fabulous women from the region of Alsace. Hope everyone's okay. If you're just catching up or watch on IGTV at a later date, thanks so much for joining me, and comment below. We're going to get Anna and Mélanie on now. They should be here any minute. Hi Mélanie again, how are you?
Hi, Brad. I'm good, thank you.
Thank you so much for joining me. We'll just wait for Anna to jump on as well, and we can get the chat going.
Perfect.
Good to see everyone joining as well. Thanks so much. Give us a wave. Let us know if you've tried these wonderful wines as well. Always fun, this little bit at the beginning. Especially when you've got two guests, we could be talking.
That's good.
Yes, absolutely. She is coming. She's just accepted. Perfect. There you are.
Ah.
Amazing. Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining me, both of you. I'm so pleased that we could get you both on at the same time as well.
It's good, and we know each other for a long time, so good to be together.
This is good. This is going to be fun. This is going to be fun. You both know each other, and now you get to know me. It's going to be amazing. So brilliant. I'm gonna start off asking you both about your journeys into wine, because you both do different things in the wine industry itself, but you both obviously work in wine and in Alsatian wine. So Anna, I'm going to come to you first and ask about your journey into wine, because it might be a bit different. I actually have winemakers on and people from the industry, but obviously you work in a different part of the industry.
Right, yes, I started 15 years ago in my family company, which dates back from 1626, a long history behind me. And I wanted to meet with people, meet with the final wine lover. And I did everything since then in order to make it happen. And I've been traveling extensively for the first years. Then I had a family and 3 kids at home right now. So it becomes more and more complex to travel as much as I would like to, but voila, it's mostly what I do. And when I'm in Alsace, a little bit of everything, of course, because we always need to be ready to do something that we are not always prepared for, because it's a family company. And so you have to be whoever you can be in that day.
Absolutely. You could be cleaner, vine grower, punching down. I'm sure it's one of those families that you're involved in everything if you're the first person through the door.
Oui, voilà.
Amazing. Anna, thank you so much for that. Mélanie, I'm going to come to you as well, because obviously you're a winemaker, and you've got vines, you grow grapes, you make wine. So come to it from that and your journey into wine as well.
My journey into wine wasn't written on marble. I mean, I have 2 sisters, and my parents never forced any of us to take over. So I first, after high school, I thought I would do research in biology, and started at university studying biology, and then switched to viticulture, winemaking, because I wanted to be more practicing and doing technical things. That's my attraction for the job first.
Absolutely. And you both have travelled the world, obviously, before coming back home, and that's what I love. I'm a traveller. You probably see behind me plenty of pictures before children of me travelling the world. So you both had that passion to leave Alsace, to see what the rest of the world was like, and experience wine in other places. That's an amazing thing to bring back to your home as well.
Yeah, it was important to have this before joining home, because once at home, it's much more difficult to travel and to learn outside. And so it's good to have a broader view on the wine world. And yeah, it was really interesting for now.
Absolutely. And for you, Anna, as well, see from the marketing point of view, seeing how other people market things, and not just wine, because Alsace is a big wine producing region, so I'm guessing a lot of the marketing focus is on tourism and wine, but when you go to different countries, you're seeing how other people are marketing different products.
Absolutely. And I needed to be abroad, but not only in the wine world, to see if I really wanted to go that way. And at the end, yes, it was the same than Mélanie, not an obligation, just a choice and a wish at the end to be there and to be part of what I do today and what my family does today.
Absolutely. We're here mainly to talk about the new generation and obviously women in Alsatian wine, but I can't not talk about both of your family histories behind wine, because 14th generation, 8th generation, there's a lot of history in Alsatian wine as well.
You Anna? Okay. I start. So yeah, I'm the 8th generation, and it looks small compared to Anne, because yeah, most of the domain in Alsace have a long history into wine, and it's not, but it doesn't bring any pressure. So I do not feel this pressure on the shoulders, and but still it helps to have this history, seeing that Alsace had really nice history in Middle Age, and that helps to see also the future, of course.
Absolutely. And for you as well, on the marketing side of it, talking about the history, but obviously looking to the future, that must be a big task for you.
It is, and it is not.
Okay.
Sometimes you feel the pressure, sometimes a bit less. Sometimes it's pride, of course, because you heritate from a long history, and generations way before us have built what we have in our hands today, and we just need to follow the steps and at the end bring something new and continue to progress and achieve something else and something higher always. So there is a kind of pressure, but it's family business, so you feel it differently.
Totally. I'm part of a family business as well, and you do feel there's pressure, but it's a good pressure. It's always a quite fun pressure. I've got two wines here, so I'm going to start off with Melanie's wine. A wine, and actually a style of wine I've not spoken about while doing these lives with producers from Alsace. So talk to me about your wine, Mélanie, first. And it's a sparkling, guys. You can see I've got a stopper here. So a Cremant d'Alsace.
Yeah, Cremant d'Alsace, the name is Bright because it comes from a name place called Hangenbreite. All of our plots in Alsace have German names due to history, you know that. And here it's a blend of the 3 grapes that are grown on this site, mostly Chardonnay, plus Pinot Blanc and Auxerrois. And Cremant in Alsace is a strong segment for the production. It represents more than a quarter of the whole production for the region. At home it's less than that, but still my father started quite early to produce Cremant. That means in the early 80s, and since then we planted more Chardonnay to have this style of Blanc de Blanc, and doing long aging on these.
What glass would you choose, flute or wine glass?
Wine glass.
Perfect. That's all I always say. But some producers are like, put it in a flute. It looks nice, but I'm
Good
always
question.
Fantastic. So 50% Chardonnay, 25 Pinot Blanc, and 25% Pinot Auxerrois. You say?
Auxerrois. Yeah.
Auxerrois. Sorry, I don't say it. My French is obviously not as good as yours.
Don't be worried.
But I tried this earlier, just before I come on, because I like to just get a feel for the wines. And this wine has a beautiful aromatics, beautiful sort of fleshy white peach, lemon curd. Then there's sort of this crusty sort of bread, not brioche, more like a crusty baguette you get on the nose. And then the palate has this beautiful acidity, but a persistence that's just elegant. I'm a big fan of Cremant d'Alsace and Cremant de Bourgogne because champagne can be so expensive now and also maybe unattainable, whereas these wines are beautiful and almost like a grower champagne are more focused around little nuances instead of just big flavors.
Yeah,
Sorry,
so
I like talking about good wine, and this is a good wine.
thank you. Thanks for your comments. And yeah, I mean, Crémant in Alsace, Crémant in Burgundy, of course, are able to be really good, and the quality for the price is excellent, and that's why it's something that works in the region. For our Crémant, the freshness, and so it also comes from our limestone soils,
Okay.
so, which is not a common thing in Alsace. I mean, or not everywhere in Alsace, and that helps for sure.
Totally, and the nose is so alluring and so inviting. Every time I keep nosing the wine, I just want to keep sipping and drinking, which is not why I'm here. I'm here to talk to you, but I might just keep drinking it while we're talking. Why for you, Mélanie, before we go to Anne again, why is Alsace so special? And you can also answer this, Anne. Why is it so special, and why should people be talking about it more?
Alsace is special at many aspects. First, its history. We've talked about briefly, but history is quite interesting and made what we are as humans today, and what the vineyards are today. Geology of the vineyard is also something really special. And it stays a small region, so we talk about 15,000 hectares, which is it's a small region with lots of identity for all the wines produced, different grapes, of course mainly whites, but the red is growing, and it's definitely a region people should look at for the future, I think.
Totally. And Anne,
I'm not totally objective.
No, but I certainly am, and I feel that. But Anne, from a marketing side of it, and from a history point of view, your winery, people would know the name. And how are you seeing it as people wanting to come and visit and wanting to talk more about Alsatian wine?
More and more people are coming to us. It's amazing to see the evolution year after year, especially during, of course, spring, summer, and harvest time. And Alsace has so much to offer. Talking about wines, of course, terroir geology is so impressive, so complex. Sometimes they're even afraid of what we have to offer to them. The names are a bit sometimes difficult to pronounce. Besides that, the cultural environment you are in is amazing. You can bicycle, you can go to lakes, you can go hiking, climbing. Everything you have in Alsace except an ocean, but everything else you have access to, and gastronomy and food and wine pairings all around this Epicurean kind style of life, and at the same time sportive kind of life. Voila, it's a tiny pocket, a secret pocket almost in the world, and when people come to Alsace, they want to come back. Every time they get fan of Alsace.
Absolutely, it sounds like that, and I have not been yet, but we keep talking about soils and things like that. I think the next time I talk about Alsatian wines, I'm going to be over there and I'm going to be hands dirty talking about the soils and stuff. So don't worry, I will be there soon because it sounds absolutely incredible, and my wife wants to come as well because she likes good food from France. So, I'm going to talk to you now about, before I dive into your wine, Anne, about the younger generation. Obviously, you two are part of that younger generation of winemakers, people involved in wine. It seems like it's a real fun place for, obviously, history behind these producers, but there's a real push to the younger generation of men and women like yourself to be involved in the industry. And that's probably quite a fun place to be at the moment.
And
whoever, we never know which one should talk first, but But yes, it's a fun place to be. Women and men in Alsace right now, I think I should say equal. There is no doubt that women are fully accepted, to my point of view at least, and where I am right now is the place where I should be, and there is no problem regarding that. And this new generation, men or women equally, are willing to put Alsace where it should be. And it has evolved because, yes, we talk together, we share many moments and many more things that they used to do in the past. I mean, the older generations, maybe not our parents, but the previous generation. It's going the right way because we are together, I would say. Even if we don't always pray for the same style of wines, we are under the same region, and we want the same Alsace to be recognized for its terroir, its richness, its diversity, its cultural wonderful aspects, and everything.
Totally. And Melanie, for you, obviously you've travelled and worked at some of the most prestigious houses in the world. I looked at your resume and I was like, wow, 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 wow. Do you think going to these places, especially you went to the New World and going to Craggy Range in New Zealand, and obviously their outlook on winemaking is quite collaborative, it seems, in the New World. Do you think bringing some of these ideas back, like yourself and maybe some of your counterparts, has influenced as well some of the decisions that are made?
Yeah, definitely. It's tradition has good sides, of course, but to give a new lift to Alsace, we need those new ideas, and those are brought by the whole new generation. In my father's generation, times were different.
Yes.
He was the eldest of the son. He had no choice of being a winemaker, and almost couldn't learn abroad. And even in other regions in France, like Anne said, we chose our life and our job, and all the whole generation learned in different regions in France, and that's how we make improvements in the wine, doing new things. There are new trends in Alsace, and that helps for giving a new focus to the region.
Totally. And I'm going to dive into your wine, a wine I have tried before, not this vintage, but a wine when I showed some of my friends what I'll be opening tonight. I had a few knocks at the door, said, can I come round later just to have a glass? So if they're not watching, they're probably at my door already waiting to come round. So talk to us about this wine and what makes it so special, and Alsatian Riesling so special.
Frédéric Emile Riesling is our signature and has been for many, many years. It is actually coming from two Grand Crus behind the winery. Geisberg, straight behind the winery, and Osterberg, going east. It has always been produced from those two sites, which at first were one big entity, and has been divided into two Grand Crus much later. We named the wine Frédéric Emile in '67, and prior to that we were producing it the same way from the exact same plots. And it's a marvelous soil with marl, limestone and sandstone, south and southeast exposed to the sun, and named after my great-great-great-grandfather, in homage to him because he was a great winemaker at his stage at that time, at the end of the 19th century. And today it's what we call our gastronomy Riesling, produced in the same style most of the years, except eventually 2015, which has been a bit richer. But this 2017 that I sent is the archetype of what Frédéric Emile should be. It's still very young, and it can be hold for many more years in a wine cellar, but it's already very good to drink.
I totally agree. That was my first, one of my later notes. This will age 15, 20 years, I think, wonderfully well, but it is drinking beautiful today. There's so many notes on the nose. Yes, it's got that quintessential Riesling note, that sort of petrol pyrazine note, because it's a few years older. But it's got wonderful quince and lemon and sort of this, sort of like a lime and lemon sort of marmalade-y sort of thing going on, honey, and then, but the palate for me is beautiful. The acidity and the focus, it's like a train running down the track. So the acidity is guiding the wine, and then you have these little pockets of things coming off. So a bit of fruit and a wonderful saline note. It's beautiful. It's a wine that you need good food with this wine. For me, it's as you spoke about gastronomic, Alsace has got some of the best restaurants in the world and some of the best sommeliers. I'm sure they love this wine, and they probably pair it with some amazing dishes. And I'm really quite lucky tonight to try both of these wines, because I think for me these sum up what Alsace is about right now. Amazing Grand Cru Riesling, and then some wonderful Cremant. And that's why I'm so pleased you both come on, and so pleased about the wines you sent me, because this is what Alsace is to me and why people should be excited about it.
Yeah, I mean, Alsace was bizarrely mostly known for its Gewürztraminer. Of course, Gewürz is something strong in the region. It's very unique. But those kind of dry wines definitely take more and more space, and also give more appeal to the region.
Totally. And for me, we're always talking about younger generation and younger people getting into wine. I think these are the styles of wine. You sort of grab them in with this, and then you start give them a Gewürz, and then give them some off-dry Riesling, which they will fall in love with because they're amazing. But start with this, and then we can move them to other styles of wine that maybe at the start they might not be as accessible to them.
Yeah,
Totally. Absolutely. I want to talk about the future before I let you go, because you've both touched on it a little bit, talking about Pinot Noir, and every guest I've had on, well, red wine, but Pinot Noir being the great varietal that seems to be planted and being planted more in the region. Are you both seeing that as well? I'll go with you, Anne, first. Are you seeing more Pinot Noir being planted and red varietals?
Oh, definitely, yes. And for a quite long time, for some wineries, we are, I shouldn't say late, but we produce Pinot Noir for a quite long time, not that long compared to where we started. But we are producing more and more Pinot Noir. We would like to produce more, and to one day produce a Pinot Noir from a great terroir, which is, as we say in French, is en route, but it takes time, and you don't do it just like that. But it's, yes, you have today in Alsace fantastic Pinot Noir that we should not compare to any other region, because they have a sense of Alsace that you don't feel anywhere else, and they are amazing. I have many great examples in my heart.
Well, next time I come and we're going a little Pinot Noir trip together, you can take me to all the best spots. Mélanie, as a winemaker, obviously, are you seeing more and more Pinot Noir and getting your hands on some?
Yeah, sure. At home, since I came back, we planted more plots. My father had, but it's definitely the wine that changed the most between my father and I in the way of doing, in the result in the glass also, of course, and that's due to experience, to what I've seen outside.
Yep.
And now Pinot Noir, as Anne said, found its own style, Alsatian style. In the past, Pinot Noir was, in the very past, it was a kind of light red. Then winemakers tended to make it a really dark, almost too extracted Pinot.
Yep.
Now we found in the region the style of what suits to the region, and so red takes more and more proportion in the vineyard, but not only Pinot Noir. I'm not the one having planted other things, but we have colleagues having grafted or planted Syrah, and so that's something new also.
Absolutely. And we talk about climate change, and obviously that's the effect of climate change in the region. You feel that it is getting warmer, or you've always had a chance, it's just having the different techniques or better techniques? Do you think it's a bit of both?
Yeah,
A little bit of both, huh?
yeah, and planting Syrah today is for the next 30 years. I mean, the good result will be in at least 20 years. And so it's by anticipation. Everything we make in the vineyards is always by anticipation, because you don't have the results right now.
I know.
It could be kind of frustrating, but it's the way of we are farmers, and we know.
Totally, and I love that, and that's also for the next generation. You spoke about your children, Anne, but your 14th generation, your 8th generation, they were looking to you, and you're looking to the next generation. So these decisions you're making now, yes, it's great for you, but actually you're hoping that the next generation will have the benefits of these decisions you're making now.
Exactly. Yeah. Yes.
Amazing. Thank you so much for your time, ladies. I know you're very busy. I'm so thrilled that I could get you on together. I'm just going to show the bottles again, guys. Both available in the UK. Please check them out. I actually think they'll be perfect for the Christmas table or the New Year's festivities. I'm a big fan of Alsatian wine. Obviously, everyone can see the smile on my face every time I've interviewed someone from the region, because they're wonderful. The wines are fantastic. Next time, hopefully, I'll be in the vineyards with you both, and you can show me around these fantastic soils and the Grand Cru sites.
You are warmly welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys. Have a wonderful Christmas, and hopefully I'll see you in the new year in Alsace.
You too.
Thanks, Brad.
Au revoir.
À bientôt.
Au revoir.